I've been here before. I've played through it a few times. I still don't want to go in. Welcome to the Shalebridge Cradle, somehow the most horrifying location in any Thief game. As uncomfortable as a conversation about sex with your priest. This used to be an orphanage, but then got turned into an asylum wasn't awful enough. Oh no, we're at the combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell of human suffering. A horrifying realization that the game only waits about a minute to tell you through a note in a creepy basement. I don't like it here. Drep told us to come here, and Garrett's still like, yeah, I need 90% of the treasure here to afford the rent on a place I can't go back to because everyone in the city is trying to kill me. I have to restore power, a thing this building has for some goddamn reason. No, Civvie, it's okay. You know what that is. You've been here before. Creepy addict, shitty, awful, nasty.
She looks familiar. It's that keeper translator girl. But that can't be. This portrait must be as old as the building.
I can hear you breathing. Nobody here in the cradle does that anymore. How did you get in? My name is Laurel. Something changed when you saw my picture. That's why you can hear me now.
I don't like it. I don't like that she has a shadow.
I want to leave here, but I can't. The cradle won't let any of us go. Will you help me?
If I had a nickel for every time I had to do a job for a ghost, yada yada yada, I would do anything to not be in this building anymore.
They filled up a bottle with my blood.
Why?
It's down in the storm cellar.
Why?
It's very dark down there. Please find the bottle and drop it into a drain pipe so it will end up outside. It's important.
The storm cellar. See, this building has a creepy basement, but also a creepier flooded sub-basement, full of notes that give us all the terrible, terrible backstory. A woman who carries a cremated baby around? Very sad. Calling her mom a topper because this was a time motherfucker hadn't entered the lexicon? Downright terrifying.
This one must be hers. It's still warm. Great.
Garrett, like me, is over all this ghost shit.
That's the cage where they used to put the new patients until a cell opened up. You should stay out of there, or the cradle might see you and try to keep you here forever.
I hate it. I respect it. The level itself is the best in the game and an all-timer in the series, unexpectedly coming out of this game, but I don't like being here. Somehow it gets worse with the lights on. The lights are wrong. The lights are wrong.
That's good. The bottle is outside now, where the cradle can't see it. I have to get rid of all my things. The cradle uses them to remember me. That's how it keeps me here.
Okay, how much will my fence give me for it?
There's a ward here called Whitehall, where they kept the very bad patients. One of them took my nightgown back to his cell. It's still there. Please get my nightgown and then burn it up in the morgue.
See, the thing about the lights in this level is that, oh sweet fucking Christ, no. That's a temporary solution. Bring flash bombs and holy water. Oh fuck. It's not just the noise, it's how these things move. It's how— shit! Oh god, they're both awake now. It's the twitchy way they move. How did they even do that? Are they just throwing wildly different keyframes down to stop the interpolation the engine is probably doing on its own? I can't describe the paranoia of opening any locked door in this building. The lights in front of them are always on. You're always exposed, and if you want to meet the loot goal, you have to open all of these, one by one, with those things glitching around.
The staff blamed him for what happened to me. They were wrong.
I don't have to unlock all these cells yet, but I do anyway. Even if this level is small compared to a Thief 2 level, the hallways are confusing, dark, drenched in that breathing light, or worse, the flashing light. Oh, right. Okay, the lights. I need to explain it because it's just so fucking weird. They breathe. I'm not just talking out of my ass. They're designed to be like that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate being here. I know everything the building is going to do to me, and I still hate it. And love it. I'm not here. Ignore me. Oh, God, no. Oh, cool. Thanks. This level is the reason we miss Looking Glass so much. It isn't just Ion Storm. This is a mission built from the ground up to be something special. It's as oppressive as any mission, and it makes you feel like the place is working against you. Like it wants to keep you here. It sends you through the whole place, every awful room that's described in the readables, usually by children who are watching the mentally ill get tortured by water or fire, because they burn them to try and get the crazy out of them, which somehow didn't work. If anything, it made the whole situation worse. Oh, fuck. No, 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 no. Even if the level is safe before you turn the power on, it never feels like it. The sound design makes sure you hear every scream, every disembodied wail of suffering. I have to visit the morgue so I can burn Laurel's nightgown, all bloodied from that time she was ripped apart by an unrelated horror that also walked these halls.
You did it. My nightgown's gone. But the cradle remembers more than I thought. You can't get it all here. You have to go into the past, into the cradle's memories.
Oh yeah, the building has memories and also a river of blood underneath the morgue. Why is there so much blood? Special loot highlight of this mission is having to go into the morgue, get surprise attacked by the building's puppets, and grab a bag of gold teeth from a drawer. I'm sure my fence will be delighted to pay me for the teeth of tortured asylum patients. I don't think I should bring anything out of this place. I need to steal one or more of the patient's possessions, not limited to the tinderbox that probably burned this place down. You place them in certain locations to travel into the past, without your gear, and with a green filter and fisheye lens. I chose the rotten birdhouse.
She used to feed birds with that. They let her hang it from the balcony.
Yeah, much better than what the other patients were doing. The game describes each one, having them range from murderers to cannibals to grief-stricken mothers. The biggest source of loot in this level is in the observation lounge, where someone has collected a bunch of paintings with bloody handprints and gems for eyes. Relief at finding so much in one place conflicts with how much I don't want to be in this room. A room where there are no monsters hunting you.
It worked. You're in the past now. This is what everything looks like, the way the Cradle remembers it.
The Cradle remembers it as green as a Matrix sequel.
Now will you get my diary? In the real world, it's all torn apart, and we never find all the pages. But in the past, it's just the way I left it, up in the nursery tower. Please find it and burn it in the morgue.
At least we don't have to deal with those horrifying puppets anymore. Now it's just black, faceless, shadowy things reliving their horrifying existence. I don't find them as scary because they feel like the kind of NPCs that would be milling around the city. Just silent, and they send you out of the past if they catch you, so don't get caught. You're already caught, it would be redundant. While I'm grabbing Laurel's diary, there's a note detailing how she died, or how they think she died. A patient who hid the body, as if anything can successfully hide here for long. Conclusions: we must enforce the no orphans near the White Ward patient rule. We are lucky the girl has no family to make a fuss. Yeah, that's normally how it goes in an orphanage.
My diary is gone. Good. The Cradle can barely remember me anymore. But I can still see the bloodstain in the attic.
I have to grab a chemical from the surgical theater. You know, the place where they did all their lobotomies and, I assume, a few procedures that were warranted and not horrifying. The game says that the building would have been torn down by now if workers weren't too scared to go near it.
You did it! The Cradle can't remember me anymore. We can leave now. Meet me in the lobby. I'll show you the way out.
Cool, let's go. There's horrors outside here I need to deal with. You've met her, right? Gross old woman who makes statues walk?
Oh no, you can't leave, can you? I know why. This place remembers you now. You've been here too long. There's only one way to leave the Cradle. You have to trick it. I'll help you. First you have to enter the past as your real self. There's a cage in the storm cellar.
Oh yeah, I know there's a cage in the creepy sub-basement, Laurel. It's that place I didn't want to go. Now that the lights are on, it feels like I'm on a stage with a spotlight pointed at me, the most uncomfortable feeling you can have in a stealth game.
There's one last thing you have to do. Go to the top of the staff tower. There's an open window up there. You have to jump out.
Wait, how tall is this staff tower? Oh. Mean thing to put in the entry with no slow fall potions. Later, boners.
We made it out of the cradle. Follow me. I'll take you to the place she buried me. Bring my blood with you.
Oh, right, I still have a vial of this child's blood. Gross. As creepy and unsettling as the cradle was, it makes everything else after it kind of funny. When you're cruising through town following Laurel's ghost, nobody messes with you.
Barracks! Gotta find the watchman!
Not even the Hammerites want anything to do with this shit.
I shall go for help.
Good luck. Laurel leads me straight into Fort Ironwood, into the catacombs below that are relatively quiet compared to the cradle. The hammer haunts in this game aren't as scary as the ones in previous games, but that could be because I'm just coming out of the living nexus of all human trauma. You can backstab them. They run away from Laurel too. Regular zombies are down here as well. These ones even more weak to holy water than the ones on the Abysmal Gale. Garrett uses her blood to free her spirit or break the spell on it that the hag had did, and everything goes wrong. Wronger.
Let the Book of Names record that... Interpreter Gamal, what's wrong?
Look. No.
Curse her stinking, rotting bones! You think you can snare me, trap me with your secrets? I am secret, kept for decades. You scratch out glyphs and think you have them, but I wear them, drink them, breathe them, know them far better than you.
That's right, kids. Gamal has been here the whole time.
Finally, now you see me, my skin, my bone as I am. You will not live to thwart me. I'm afraid we're going to have to rip a few pages from the Book of Names.
Gamal, this monstrous thing, was a keeper. There's a nice symmetry to this. In the first game, it was the pagans and their trickster god causing problems. In the second, it was a radical offshoot of the Hammerites and that droopy dog-sounding genocidal weirdo Karis. Still my favorite villain in the series. And now the Keepers are the only faction left to have their shit pushed in by their own hubris. Well deserved and a long time coming. I don't know how many Keepers she kills, but when Garrett gets back to tell them the news...
So what are you gonna do?
She's found the final glyph.
Final glyph?
The last of all glyphs. It's a very powerful weapon. She will undoubtedly
activate it, and in doing so, wreak untold suffering.
Sounds bad.
And also ensure her complete invulnerability for all time.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
Keeper Orland, the treasures are gone. Gamal has taken the chalice and the paw.
Gone? The artifacts? Then it was Gamal who wanted them, not Kataka. You see, I received these notes that... I thought that they were from Kataka, until they kept coming, even after she was dead.
Who put this idiot in charge? He was getting posthumous notes from the dead interpreter. A clock tower fell and pointed directly at his office, and he's just like, man, I'm glad I still get these notes that tell me what I should do. I don't know where they're from, and there have been several deaths.
She must have a hidden lair, some place where she has taken our missing books.
You could find it, Garrett. A thief could find it.
Her lair?
Hate it here, hate the Keepers. Alright, you fucking idiots, you spitting image of people who join a book club to get laid. For old time's sake, Garrett'll pull your asses out of the fire one last time. Yeah, destroy the final glyph so it can't be activated, sure. Gamal is hiding somewhere in Aldale, and I suppose the thief could find her. She's in the canals, and judging by this note on the pump house, the pagans just kinda knew she was hanging around causing trouble and locked the place up so she couldn't escape? I don't know the reasoning behind locking the pump house with an object I have to steal from the pagans, who are not happy to see me because I haven't been doing any of their quests. Alright, line them up.
Quick! Catch him before he escapes!
On my way there, I was concerned I wouldn't get the same kind of excitement as my last playthrough, where all the city streets besides Aldale were a hotbed of civil unrest. Thank God the game rose to the occasion.
Stay back!
Don't. Uh-oh! I'm off! Curse you!
Why are coin purses so hard to pick up in this game? Gamal's lair under the city is nicer than you'd expect. It's patrolled by living statues of all shapes and sizes, and is a small mini-mission where I steal the Jacknal's paw and the Builder's chalice back, which should prevent her from doing that final glyph ritual, right? Game's already won. We get Gamal's backstory sprinkled throughout. An old keeper who discovered a transmutation glyph that let her shapeshift, and I don't even want to know what else it did to her because she's lost it. She's jealous of Garrett.
Always the thief, his name always in the prophecies. And where is mine? Am I not just as terrible? Am I not even more fearsome?
While your name is in the books, you stole those books and stashed them here so no one would... Fuck it, never mind. Say what you will about Constantine and Karis. At least they weren't child predators. We find Gamal's secret library where she's been plotting for hundreds of years. Artemis reappears in the story because he's always just either one step ahead of us or one step behind us.
I suppose if you were working for Gamal, you would have tried to kill me just now.
Tried? I would have succeeded.
The fuck did you just say? I would shoot a fire arrow into this man's face just to prove him wrong, and he's the most likable keeper.
In these books, Gamal has documented her plans carefully. But the meaning of that map is not yet clear to me.
That's fine, Garrett can decode it pretty quickly. There are 5 treasures we have to find, 2 of which we already have. They have to be placed around the city at certain landmarks. We need to grab them before Gamal can.
And when she has them, she'll activate this, the last of all glyphs.
No. The books are very clear on that. She intends to destroy it. When she has all the treasures, she'll have the power to do just that. The last glyph is the only thing she fears. Well, that, and you, my friend.
About time someone showed me some goddamn respect.
Destroy it? But that's what Orland and the others told me to do. Half-truths from the Keepers, why am I not surprised?
Yeah, and they suck. They're all stupid. You should never listen to them, ever. Because you know what they also told you to do? Steal the first 2 artifacts that Gamal needed just so you could go and steal them back later.
You should go to the museum and steal the remaining artifacts before Gamal gets to them.
We have our destination. Artemis disappears like a thief and I have to escape, though now I have the glyph that lets me destroy the statues with my blackjack. Except one who gets stuck. The museum is close by in Aldale with a little secret tunnel because someone else was planning to rob the place. Sorry, but this is important. I'm robbing it first. For the good of mankind.
Call it ego, but I've always wanted to tackle the museum. The place is loaded with valuables and all the crack security needed to protect them. The last time someone tried to break in, the crime reports read, "Museum proves thief-proof. Would-be thieves dead." Nobody's tried since then.
Nope, nobody's tried. Nobody's broken into the super secure museum and successfully looted it. But we're gonna. I may have given this game a lot of shit in the previous episodes, but the last missions are great. Hitting you with the cradle before asking you to do what I think is the most classic thief-feeling mission. It's huge. Like old Thief levels used to be. An east wing, a west wing, another entire-ass giant building, a million guards, noisy floors, security systems. Like it's still way easier than the previous games because you can silently creep, and the security systems are giant electric barriers that you can temporarily disable with water arrows, but man, this one is just good. Yeah, water arrows. I have to actually use them in this mission because you can't just put out the candles on the wall. There's 2 of them, so you have to spend a whole water arrow. I couldn't be happier. The amount of loot you find is staggering and a little pointless at the same time, because after this, you're not going to be visiting your fence. Not like that matters. I have over 20k burning a hole in my cloak pocket. How much is rent in this city? This should cover at least a couple months, right? Getting into the museum is easy.
How's it going, sir? Oh, no. Not bad, I guess. Only... What? Let me guess. You got a bad feeling about tonight, right?
There's a lot going forward that might call back to earlier games, but not in the way that's like, look at this, you remember this?
I remember this.
There are callbacks, bookends, even payoffs to things that happened 2 games ago. To end this game, and this series as far as I'm concerned, with a terrifying haunted house and a big heist, recalls the highest highs. Your bank jobs and your haunted cathedrals and sprawling playgrounds where you can break in, find fun ways to beat the big stealth puzzle and come out of it feeling like the craftiest motherfucker in the world. That's here. Oh boy, is it here. I'm feeling it, kids. I got the spirit in me.
Nothing. I guess I didn't see anything.
Got him. Easy. Well, not exactly easy, but I was expecting more interference from Gamal.
Yeah, this level hasn't had any inhuman horrors.
You miss your eye, little man. I've seen many interesting things with it. Someday I might come looking for the other one.
Oh, I love this. I love the eye coming back and it's still fucking with you.
Comes a man, less one eye to carry me again. Can you hear me from up there, little man? I have a secret to tell. Come down here where I can get a better look at you.
I find that last bit of special loot tucked away behind a display, and I think taking 99% of the loot is more insulting than taking all of it. I probably missed a coin purse or something. Time to go to Stone Market to meet Artemis, where he'll do his song and dance appearing out of the shadows.
Artemis, what are you doing here? I have figured it all out, Garrett. The artifacts. Give them to me. I will show you all the answers.
Okay, Garrett, buddy, Master Thief, Artemis just made no effort to hide himself, didn't come out of the shadows like an asshole, all like, I stuck up on you. His voice is clearly wrong, and he's a keeper who just told you he was going to show you answers. And he just looks a little off, don't you think?
What's wrong with you?
Artemis. And Garrett. I'm glad that I caught up with you. You were right, Artemis. I have lost my balance. Your words kept at me, nagging, even after you had gone.
Because Garrett is the smartest person in this story and Orland is hanging around near the opposite side debating the scientific consensus of the sun being hot with Benny, Orland doesn't see anything wrong.
Return to the library, Orland. Now is not the time.
The glyphs have become our keepers. We can no longer use them to protect our interests. We must tell Garrett the truth. Garrett, what we told you. You are the one who must use the artifacts. That much is true. But you are not to destroy the final glyph. No, you must...
Yes. Thinking too clever, but still one step behind. Your keeper Artemis, convenient to use his form to take the artifacts from you. His life, mine. Mine now. And yours. No! But no use hiding. 1,000 eyes I have to spy after you.
I love how Garrett simply walks out of frame right in front of her and escapes. What, she didn't see him? Look how many fucking eyes she has! I have to place all these artifacts around the city in specific places. Gamal is now patrolling every district. She's in every place you need to be.
There. I think the guards need to be informed of this.
I hear you, little chick. Let me snap your neck.
1 down, 4 to go.
Cannot hide, cannot escape, cannot run.
So I hide, run, and escape. I head to Fort Ironwood to place an artifact in the cemetery.
That's 2 of them, but I still have 3 of these artifacts to position.
Then to the docks to fence my items after the museum heist. I know I said I wasn't gonna, but I mean, look at how much money that is.
The failsafe. The last of all glyphs. Have things become so bad then
No.
Tempting is the power of the glyphs and weak are little humans like you.
So far, so good. Now there's only 2 artifacts left to place.
I make my way to Stone Market because I can't place the eye until the end. It conveniently goes in the fountain outside Garrett's apartment.
There he is! Catch him,
Stone Market is a slaughterhouse.
'Tis not safe, even for the righteous.
Yeah, no shit. Nope, I'm gonna go a different way.
Someone... Hey! I have found thee!
God, why did I decide to piss everyone off? What? Bullshit, she just appears? Some dumb guard attacked her, though, so I can just...
What are you?
Wait, that's... Benny! Benny, your stupidity saved my life. Yes, that's a Benny standing on a pile of corpses and trying to sword fight a hideous monster with deadly explosive claps. He gave his life for this. The city didn't just come together to hate me. Rest in peace, Benny. You're going to the big bear pits in the sky, buddy. So here's my problem. You remember when I aggroed everything in front of Garrett's apartment?
Kill and crush and kill.
Now for a
rocket jump!
Crush and crush.
Let's hope this final glyph does something useful.
Oh yeah, big sky beam, now you're fucked.
If I never see another glyph again, it'll be too soon.
back with you. Old, oh so old, all ruined.
Finally, we found someone the Keepers can stand up to. And it's a powerless elderly woman. And they don't last long anyway. The final glyph exposes their compound, erases all their writings. The Jacknal's Paw and the Builder's Chalice are returned, so maybe they won't be trying to kill Garrett anymore. Which they shouldn't do anyway. You guys have to give up at some point. Garrett walks through the city like he owns the place, because he fucking does.
Let go of me.
That's not for you.
Please, sir, I'm hungry.
You have talent. It's no easy thing to see a keeper. Especially one who does not wish to be seen.
Now that is a bookend.
You have talent, lad.
Let go of me, old man.
To see a keeper is not an easy thing. Especially one who does not wish to be seen.
And the thieving continues. Not really. I guess they tried when Eidos Montreal resurrected the IP in 2014. But this is the end of the real story, the one I care about, the one that matters. And for all its faults, Deadly Shadows delivered a satisfying end. And then Ion Storm closed because we can't have nice things, until all those people went on to design groundbreaking, beloved games at other studios. New places where the executives didn't know they were going to make good games and couldn't lay everyone off ahead of time.